What is up, YouTube? Live via satellite here, and today we are talking Kingdom. In particular, guys, today we're discussing who is going to kill King Tou Jou. But before we jump into that, guys, at the time of recording this video, we are super close to 2,000 subscribers. Just want to say thank you to everybody who is subscribed, and if you're not, what are you doing? And to everyone else, don't forget, if you like the video, it really helps out if you like the video. Now, when it comes to the beloved King of Zhao, I know what all of you guys are thinking. Come on, Live, why are you even bothering to make this video? I mean, no one wants to kill Tou Jou. What a kind, just king this man is. And of course, guys, I'm being a bit facetious because when it comes to Tou Jou, the real question you have to ask yourself is, who doesn't want to kill him? With as shitty a king as Tou Jou is, I'm surprised he lasted this long. But it looks like his time is finally up. With the untimely arresting of Riboku, which may have even cost them this war, it appears that locking up the cornerstone of Zhao is a straw that finally broke the camel's back. So when looking at the cast of Zhao, it's almost like playing a game of Clue, because you're looking at this thing and pretty much everybody has a motive. So let's go ahead and dive into some of these names, and the first person I want to bring up is actually Cain. Now, the reason I bring her up is because, Cain for me has been a pretty big disappointment this arc. And the reason being is because she's like one of Riboku's closest vassals, and she seems to really get nothing done. If I was to have one knock on Riboku, as one of the three great heavens, he seems to surround himself with the weakest vassals. Like, why are you rolling out there with Fute and Cain? Like, just think about that for a second. Look at other generals. Oki, he has Tou. Shin, he has Kyokai. Rinsojo had guys like Yoon, Shigaryu. Renpa, he had beasts like Kaishibo and Renko. And Riboku's got Cain. Like, do you see the discrepancy there? Not only that, she lets herself get taken hostage, which forces Riboku to have to turn himself in. And she's supposed to be his protection. Like, she's literally listed as his bodyguard on a wiki. So needless to say, I'm putting her on this list because she needs redemption. And one of the ways Cain could do that is taking out Tou Jou, no matter what the consequences are, even if it costs her her life. It's time for her to put her money where her mouth is and get something done. Alright guys, so the next person on this list is actually Kakukai. Now, I'm putting him on this list strictly because he's so shady. I literally have no idea what this man's intentions are. I don't know whether he wants Zhao to survive, if he doesn't care at all, maybe he's just in it for his own personal gain, who knows. But honestly, the vibe I'm getting from him is that things are going according to his plans, right? I mean, he seems to want Riboku out of the way just as bad as the king. Maybe he's looking at it as an opportunity to move up, like with Riboku out of the way, he can be more of an influence in Zhao. I don't know. I mean, because when you think about it, it seems kind of suspicious that Riboku was taken off the battlefield at like the exact perfect time when he wasn't going to be able to counter Osen. And then from the prison cell, when he's giving Kakukai instructions, he tells no one. So it seems like to me Kakukai wants him out the way. And maybe there's the possibility that he doesn't want to just stop there. He could possibly even be like the real Fui of Zhao, where he's actually trying to weasel himself into position to get into the throne. Next, guys, I want to talk about not only one, but two people. We're talking Kosho and Sun Suiju. These two guys are practically the reason I'm making this video. In chapter 640, these two shot way up high on the list as possible king killers. Early on in the chapter, we see Kosho's disdain for the king, as he says that he's not even worth the shit underneath his boots. And later on in the chapter, once they hear the news that Riboku's been arrested, Sun Suiju is so enraged that he literally almost kills the messenger, screaming out, does the idiocy of their king know no limits? But it's here where things get extremely interesting, because not only are they pulling back all their forces and returning to the capital, but Kosho also states that they need to return to rescue Riboku, because as the keystone of the state, if he falls, so does Zhao. But it's here where we get confirmation after all these years that this king could possibly be taken out. As Sun Suiju utters the words, Riboku-sama will be saved, even if it means regicide. And wow guys, my jaw legit hit the floor when I'm reading this, because I'm thinking, what? These guys are openly talking about killing the king. This is blatant treason and nobody gives a damn. I wouldn't be surprised if Kosho literally takes his army and marches on the capital, which could possibly cause a skirmish with people who are loyal to the king, but honestly, who's loyal to this king. All I'm saying is, get ready for the Riboku retrieval arc, it's coming. Alright guys, this next character is highly unlikely, but I think it would be cool as kind of like an introduction to the character, and I'm thinking Zhoa. And I'm thinking of him because he's been kind of like dodging the king and like ignoring his summons to the capital, basically pretending to be sick because he doesn't like the king. And I'm thinking any general who loves Zhao and hearing this news about Riboku knows that something needs to happen fast or Zhao is pretty much toast. Plus there have been a lot of theories that Riboku and Zhoa are actually pretty close. Whether they're relatives or friends of some sort, who knows? But if this is true, then Zhoa is definitely going to want to save Riboku's life. And it will also be a hell of an entrance for a character that people are expecting a lot from in the future. And something I also want to bring up is, it doesn't necessarily have to be like blatant killing of the king, right? As awesome as it would be to see someone send his head flying with the swing of a glaive, he could easily be poisoned or even assassinated. And when thinking about assassins, I would love to see it if we actually got to see Muta again. Because as I've told you guys before, I don't think he's dead, and that we've actually seen him assassinate a spy since the first arc. Sahar, we know he's alive, it's time to bring him back. But I probably think it would be more satisfying for most people if it was the children of the corn who did it.
He wants you too, Malachi.
And if you got that reference, I feel sorry for you because like me, you were probably tortured in childhood. But it would be just so fitting if the pedo king was murdered and stabbed to death by the kids that he adores so much. And if I have to think of someone who is most likely to use these tactics of like poison or an assassin, I actually think it would be none other than Prince Ka. And listen, he has plenty of motive to want to take out his father. But the most obvious reason is, if he doesn't take him out, there will be no kingdom to inherit. Tou Jou has made it clear that since he's sick and dying, he cares nothing about Zhao. All he cares about is living out his final days in comfort surrounded by little boys. And it wouldn't surprise me if Prince Ka's mother, the queen, actually helps him in this endeavor, because it's really in her best interest as well for her son to become king. And I'm almost positive that being Tou Jou's wife for her is like a never-ending struggle. She's practically married to Joffrey. But of course guys, we cannot leave this video without mentioning Riboku himself as a candidate to kill the king. This man has literally been a thorn in Riboku's side since the beginning. He's put Riboku through hell. He's had this guy out in fields farming, he's embarrassed him in public, he's even sent him into enemy territory, needlessly risking his life just to pick up his kidnapped boyfriend. And if all that wasn't enough, now he has Riboku literally dragged off the battlefield during a battle that he still actually had a chance to win, so that he can have Riboku executed for losing said battle. I don't know what Riboku did to Tou Jou, but this man clearly hates him. And Riboku has tried to be a good and loyal subject because clearly at any point with the pool Riboku has, he could have orchestrated something long ago. But now with the fact that he's actually going to be executed, Riboku actually has nothing to lose. So if they did some sort of trial and he's actually within reach of this king, it would make perfect sense for Riboku to take Tou Jou out. This way, if he's gonna get executed, he can at least take the king with him. 1, to save Zhao, and 2, to stop people like Kane and Fute and Sun Suiju from actually having to do it. But mind you, that situation is only likely if people are still loyal to the king. I could easily see another situation where Tou Jou calls for Riboku to be executed, and then the executioner does nothing at all, and then we see that everybody's on Riboku's side. Which would be crazy because you could almost see Tou Jou's demeanor turn into fear, realizing that he's about to be executed himself. But finally guys, the last thing we need to talk about when it comes to the death of Tou Jou is that perhaps it doesn't even happen. Maybe Tou Jou sees the error of his ways, starts to realize that everyone wants to kill him, and he does a complete 180. Obviously guys, out of all the scenarios we've listed, this is the most unlikely. But anyway guys, that about does it for this video. Let me know who you guys think will kill Tou Jou in the comment section below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and feel free to share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.